Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make a stretchy mala bracelet. Now, I've been working on doing several prayer bead tutorials, and for Easter, I would actually like to make a rosary with you guys, but I have to collect the materials to do it. This mala bracelet here, I feel, is more of a fashion thing and a spiritual thing, just to symbolize that you're spiritual. I don't really recommend to use this mala for meditating. I'm going to refer back to two other tutorials that I've already done. The first mala necklace I made had 108 beads, but I made the mala in a way so that it was easy for you guys to make. So instead of knotting all 108, because that is a lot of work, I split it up into two sections. So I knotted 54 beads at a time, and then I put the two pieces together, and it was such a beautiful design. You can meditate with it, but it was also very gorgeous. I'll put a picture of that mala that I'm talking about up now. And the mala bracelet that I did to go along with that necklace, I used 6mm beads. So you can wear that as a bracelet doubled, or you can put it in your pocket mala. So the second one I did had 54 beads, and you just wrapped it around your wrist twice. It was adjustable, and that was really good design for meditating. Now let's go over the list of materials you will need to make this project. I'm using free materials from ARRICRAFT, and I owe them a big thank you, because if they did not send me the materials I'm using for this video, I would not be filming it right now. So ARRICRAFT offers a YouTube program where if you have 100 subscribers or more, they will send you $40 worth of free materials, and you can get beading supplies, craft supplies, whatever you're into, and in return they just ask that you film 3 videos for them. A haul video showing what you got, and 2 tutorials, which is what I do all the time. So I really am grateful that they send me this stuff so I can do these videos for you guys. Now I'm going to link the ARRICRAFT YouTube program down there below in case you're interested in it. Now let's go over all the details. I am using 1mm elastic cord. I did not get this from ARRICRAFT, but I will link it below. I'm sure they have it. I did not measure this length out at all. I just have a nice amount here to work with so I could tie knots and weave back through my guru bead. And I'm also using embroidery floss to go along with my beads. I'm using Chinese nylon knotting cord. This is actually optional. I'm using this to tie my threads on my embroidery floss here. I like a very tight knot, make sure it's secure, so that's why I'm using this, but you can also just use the embroidery floss to tie your tassel. I'm also using gemstone beads, and you can use 6mm, 8mm, 10mm, whatever you want. Traditionally, this is done with an 8mm size, but I have to tell you, I actually like the 10mm more, which is weird because I don't actually make a lot of stuff with 10mm gemstones, but this one here, the size, is my favorite. And if you do use the 10mm, I have 20 beads in this, and that's a size 8, but if you wanted to do the 18 beads to do the number thing, it would be 7¼ inches long. Alright? Now you're also going to need a guru bead, and I'm using this Z bead here as a nice size hole. And actually, I think I forgot, I'm going to put the picture up now of the bead haul that I got from them so you see how many beads I got. So I got the box of Amazonite, these here that I'm using, and the Z beads. I will be linking the materials down there below. I'm also going to link the cord down there below. I will link elastic down there. They should have it in stock. It's not the same brand I'm using, but I'm sure they'll have it, and I think they even have embroidery floss. So I'll make sure to link everything you will need to make this project down there below in the description bar. Alright? So I just wanted to let you know that this knot, how we're going to be tying our knots, is very strong. They will not come undone. This is a very durable, long-lasting elastic bracelet because of how I knotted this and how this here is made. The knots don't come undone. And another thing, if you're not crazy about tassels, another option you can do is to take and cut short pieces of chain, like an inch long, cut several of them, and then take a piece of wire and string the chain onto the wire, make a wire wrap loop, and then slide a bead cone or a bead cap over that wire, put another tiny bead on top, like a 4mm, 3mm bead on top of the cone, and then wire wrap that, and then have that be your tassel, because you could have little bead dangles at the bottom of the tassel. Another idea. I hope you know what I'm talking about. And that's just another idea, so you don't have a fabric, tassel that gets dirty if that bothers you. And you can also tie on a split ring down here. I recommend that instead of a jump ring because they open up easily, and you could put a whole bunch of little charms dangles. You could put little bead dangles, so you have several different options. And that is going away from the mala, but still it's a very cute stretchy bracelet. Alright, so let's get into knotting this. So I have my beads on, and I'm just going to center them here on my cord so that I have enough. Okay, there's about center, so I have enough cord to tie my knots later. And I did pre-stretch this. You always want to pre-stretch this. And this elastic I'm using is so darn strong. I got this in a subscription box. They send me short pieces of it, and I've not been able to break it, and I stretched the crap out of this stuff. So anyways, centering my beads onto my cord, I'm going to tie a surgeon's knot, and this is the knot that makes this stretch bracelet last. So you go over and under once, you pull it down, okay, you do want to pull it tight, and then while you're holding that tight, wrap around 2 times. So holding it like this, once, twice. That's a surgeon's knot, okay? So you want to hold this open while you're pulling this down, and then let go, and then pull this tight. And I have pulled this super hard and tight, and I have not broken this cord. It's really good stuff. I wish I knew what the brand was, but I have no idea, because I just get short pieces of it in a subscription box. Okay, so then once you have your knot tied, you're going to want to put your guru bead on. And basically, the guru bead, you just want a bead that has a big enough hole that you could pass your cord through at least 2 times, but I might come back through here again to hide my knot more. So I put the bead on, and if you want, you can leave it just like this. You can see the knot there. It's not really noticeable. You have to really study it, but you can actually pull that knot into your bead if you want to. But I will be trying to pass my cords back up here later, so I think I'm going to pull mine out for now, okay? So now that we have this made, I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to show you how to make a tassel. So this video here, we're not just making stretch bracelets, we're doing tassels. And I have not showed you guys how to make this style, so I'm very excited. So to make my tassel, I am using the Knotty Do-It-All board, the travel size, because this helps me stay in frame so you can see what I'm doing, and I love this thing. So I'm going to set it up here. Now you don't have to have any tools to make a tassel. You can just do it with a card if you wanted to, but because I like to have certain size tassels, and I also have, I'm kind of a perfectionist, I like to have really perfect looking tassels, I like to use a tool. And there is actually a bunch of different tassel making tools, and you might even have an already made tassel that you can use right now for this project. So it's up to you on what you want to do. So I have these 2 pegs that I'm putting in here, and I went to the 1.5 inch mark, and then I have this clamp peg that I'm putting here. Oh, and if you're interested in this Knotty Do-It-All board, it helps me make so many different pieces of jewelry. I love this thing. I got it from JTV. I actually did a haul video on this, and I shared a coupon in that video. I don't know if the coupon still works. It might, so you might want to go back through all of my videos to find it, because you might be able to get $25 off of this board. Okay, so here is my embroidery floss, and you don't have to just use embroidery floss to make tassels. You could also use other kinds of cord. I actually have done yarn tassels, and I love those. They're so luxurious. I'll put a picture up now of some of the other tassels that I've made. So that one there I used yarn, and I really like how those turned out. So I'm gonna put my thread in here, and because this is so thin, I actually have to wrap it around twice. So I put it in like that. I hold it in place like this, and I should have turned this like this. Okay, like that, and then I just wrap it around twice, just so it doesn't get loose on me, and then I start wrapping. Now, I have to rearrange this. The first bracelet I made, this one here, I did not count my tassel wraps, and I usually don't. I just like really thick, fat, chunky tassels. I don't like the thin ones. So I made this, and I feel like it's too big when I did attach it to the bracelet, and I can't redo this tassel. I can like put a huge jump ring through there or something, and then, you know, cut the bracelet up and maybe add a different one, but this is the only thread that I had to match these beads. So anyways, I wish that I made this one thinner. These two here I did make thinner, so I ended up counting, which I don't like counting thread wraps, but I had to end up doing it because my tassels were too big. And these here are the perfect size, and I did 50 wraps with those tassels. So see the size difference there? So it's up to you on how big you want your tassel to be. So I'm going to wrap this around my pegs 50 times. Alright, and I will fast forward this. So I'm going to go like there. That's one wrap. And there is, like I said, there are different tassel tools that you can get. I have a tassel maker, and since I've gotten this, I haven't been using that. But yeah, you have a bunch of options on what you could do. You could also make tassels on a card. You could do it with just your hand. It's just up to you if you want it to be a certain size or like really perfect looking, okay? So I'm going to wrap this around 50 times, and I will be back. I'm back, and I wrapped my embroidery floss around my pegs about 50 times, and I did get stuck in my chair, so I might have added a couple more wraps, but it'll still work just fine. And to bundle this up, there's actually several ways we could do it. If you go back and look at that picture that I showed earlier, what I've done before is I've actually wire wrapped this together. Instead of using a thread, I wire wrapped it, I put seed beads on it, wire wrapped it around, I had a little loop, and I added charms to it. There's so many different ways you can do a tassel. It's incredible. So I'm going to show you two different ways that I've done this. One is to just take your cord and wrap it around like this. Okay. Just wrap it around a whole bunch of times, and I did cut about a foot of cord to do this. You could go a little bit longer if you want to. So you wrap it around, okay, like I did there. What you would do is pull this tight, okay, tie overhand knot, pull it tight, very tight as you can, pull it down, it's going to get really tight, and then tie over and under twice, surgeon's knot, okay, and of course you're going to have it up here, okay. And now, doing it that way, you will have a visible knot right here. But the nice thing about doing it that way is you can add little bead dangles or charms. So you would slide on maybe metal spacer beads or seed beads, knot it, cut the cord, burn it so it doesn't unravel or fray. And that's one way to do it. But another way that I like to do it is like this, which does not, there's no knots visible. It's totally hidden. So I just go like this with my cord. And see how I have like an inch there? I hold it in place, okay, and I'm going to wrap this around, and I'm going to wrap the cord onto itself. So see, like that. See that crossed over itself? And I'm just going to keep wrapping, and I'm going to have my cord resting side by side, and I do this about 5 or 6 times. It depends on what you like. That's 5 there, and I'm gonna slide this to where I want it to sit, about here. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna pull this snug a little bit. Should I do a 6 wrap? I did 6 wraps in the other one. I think I will. Okay, so I'm just gonna take and hold this in place, and I have a needle here, and when you buy this board it does come with plastic needles, but I have this one in my stash. It's for canvas work. So I have a big needle here. You can also take wire and make a wire needle. I've done that so many times. I have actually a video on it. And you just want to pass your needle underneath those wraps, and then take the cord that you're wrapping with, put it through the needle. I should have burned the end. I did not burn the end of this one. Also, why I love this cord is because you can burn the ends, because it's synthetic, and twist it and it turns into a needle. Okay, so like that. So I'm gonna do that 6th wrap again, and then I'm gonna feed this through my needle. There we go, like that. Okay, and then pull this cord just like that through. Okay, and this is gonna sit here. Now I'm not gonna pull this very tight, I'm just gently pulling it down just to secure it, because I want to make sure my tassel is gonna be pretty, because the green bracelet, I felt that it kind of was like puckering there. I didn't like how that looked, so I want this to be tidy. Okay, so then once you get it where you think it's good, and if you hold your fingers around this, it doesn't bunch up. This one bunched up on me big time. See the wraps? They're all sitting on top of each other. It doesn't look bad, but if you want them to be more side by side like this one, hold your finger around it, pinch it like this, and then gently pull your cords. Okay? You can actually go like this, twist it to make it roll so that it stays side by side. So, I like to make sure that this looks really good before I take it off, okay? I'm going to go back to this needle now, and so far it looks good. I'm going to take and put the elastic through my needle, and I can't really see what this looks like other than looking through my camera viewfinder. So I'm going to put this needle down through this hole. Okay, so now my elastic is attached, and to keep this from coming off, I have a bead clamp thing. I can't remember the name of this for some reason. I kind of want to put it on the end so I have more slack to work with there. Yeah. Okay, right there. So I don't lose my place. That's on. It's ready to be tied on. But I want to make sure my tassel is going to be pretty. So I'm going to untie that there and then slide this up. This is stiff enough to where I can pull it tight, but also loose enough that I can undo it if I want to. I'm going to take this off now and see what this looks like. So what you want to do is take your elastic and pinch it like this. Does it look tidy enough to you? I think mine does. You can adjust this down further if you want to. Okay, you basically want it to look like a ball. Yeah, I think mine looks pretty darn good, I have to say, because I fuss with it so much. Okay, and then once you have it in the right place, you can pull the cords tight. So let's see. I think it's going to be just right. Okay, if I fuss with it too much, I'm going to probably mess it up. So now I'm just going to take these 2 cords, the nylon cord, and I'm going to put my finger over this and I'm going to pull these tighter. Okay, so pinch that between your fingers. Go side to side, left, right. Okay. And then pull it down. Pull it as tight as you possibly can. And there we go. Yes, it's as good as I'm going to get it. So now it's permanent. You can't undo it. Okay, I have my scissors. So we're going to cut off the tails, and then I'm going to go to my elastic. So I'm just gonna cut this tail off, and then I'm going to cut these off, but I like to use these to cut this cord. So go like that, slide it down. Okay, see, you can't see it. It's gone. There's no visible knot. The wrap is the knot. Just like that. Okay, and I have to cut this off, of course. I'm not going to give this a haircut yet. I'm going to go to my bracelet. I'm going to take my bead stopper off. Now when I first did this, I wanted to hide the knot in the tassel, okay? And then these cords would be running through here just a little bit, and then I would wrap my cords onto the elastic cord. I tried doing it that way, and that's why the green one had what it looked like it was all bunched up. So this is my new way of doing it. Now we're going to tie another surgeon's knot. So I have my tassel on my one side, and I'm going to go over and under like this, okay? Pull this knot down, and this knot, it kind of naturally wants to go and sit on top of the guru bead, just like that. It's perfect. The knot's going to hide inside the guru bead. And I'm just making sure this is tight the way that it was when I tied the first knot in the bracelet. So see how that's standing straight up? That's how you want it perfect. Now I'm going to tie the rest of the knot. So over and under twice. Like that, okay? And bring that knot down. Tie that tight. Now I don't stop with one surgeon's knot here. I do a second because we can hide it in our guru bead. We have a guru bead that has like a, I think it said on the website 1.2 millimeter, but it seems bigger to me, like a 2 millimeter hole. So pulling that tight, okay, I'm going to tie another surgeon over and under once, bring it down, over and under twice, one and two, bring that down. No glue. I am not gluing. I bought a whole bunch of beads once, secondhand, and they were gorgeous gemstones, and so many of them had glue clogging the holes, and I couldn't reuse the beads, and I'm probably gonna have to throw them away, so I'm never gluing again in beads. So now what I'm gonna do is go like this, stretch this, okay, and I'm going to hide my cord in my guru bead. You might only be able to get one cord, that's okay. My knot is, okay, so let's see, I have both knots sticking out. Then I should be able to pass through. And I do have tweezers to make this easier. Okay, so I got the cord to go through. The other guru beads that I had very big holes. I could still see room in there. I'm gonna try and get this one through. If I can't, I'll give up, but I don't know. I'll see. This one's a little smaller, I guess. Okay, so I pulled it tight. See, you can see my knot sticking out there, sticking out there. I got it wrapped around my fingers, and that made the hole more open. So I'm actually able to pass both of my tails through like this. So there's my knot, and then I'm gonna pull this, and my knot's gonna pop inside the bead, and there's so much friction there that you won't need glue. There it is. It's inside. Perfect. And then I just snip, stretch it, cut it. Okay, and then I have to give this a haircut. And I don't want to get my bead mat all dirty, so I'm going to do a box. I have this box here. And I'm just gonna go like that. Now, I forgot to, actually, I didn't have enough time to get this wet. Whenever you make tassels with embroidery floss, see how it's like kind of not straight, it's kinked up. These are like this. What you want to do is get your tassel wet, comb it out, and make sure it's straight. Lay it down flat to dry, and then when you go to wear it, they're all straight. But I didn't do it. I didn't have enough time, and also I thought, you know, if I go to wear it, it's gonna get wet when I wash my hands. Okay, so I'm just combing it out. Okay, I got it now. Okay, then once you get all your loops cut, you're gonna want to comb this straight, hold it between your fingers, and give it a straight haircut. Straight across. By the way, I've also made tassels with leather and a square suede leather, which sounds like it would be weird, but it looked really good. I have that tassel on my purse. I've had it for years now on my purse. Okay, so I just like to, you know, make it nice, pretty, get all the ends even. There we go, it's perfect now. That's so pretty. I wish I had a blue color for my embroidery floss, but I did not. It's the least color that I have. This is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and like I said, I will link the Guru beads, which is the Z bead here, down there below in the description bar. They have nice size holes, big holes for the Guru bead, and plus they're so beautiful and fancy, and they are pricey, but if you're only using one of them in a bracelet, it goes far. So this is it. And remember, I will link everything. I will link all the materials I used down there below in the description bar, and I will also link the other mala designs that I made in case you want to go and make those. And look out for my next mala necklace tutorial. It's going to be the traditional mala with 8mm beads. Last time I did 6mm, and it's going to be full length. It's going to be so long that you can actually wrap it around your neck twice, but it looks really good. I'm very excited about it. I wanted to film it today, but I don't have enough time. So this is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and make sure you click the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos, and follow me on my social media sites. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Thanks for watching.